today we're going to be doing adding fractions, and basically we will have more playlists. All the details are in the pinned comment below. We're going to be having a bunch of playlists on math. But let's just get started. Here is our base question. So as you can see, our base question is 1/3 plus 1/3, and in this video you will be learning how to add fractions with like denominators and unlike denominators, or in better words, denominators that are the same and denominators that are different. So the rule to adding fractions is you can only add the fraction when the denominators are the same. Like, as you can see here, 1/3 and 1/3, the denominators and 3 are the same, so we can proceed to add. Also, we never add the numerator. So for example, it would not be 2/6. The answer would actually be 2/3 because you'd only add the numerators and you'd keep the denominator. So if you did 2/6, that would be incorrect. Remember, you don't add the denominators, and you can only add fractions when you've come to a like denominator. So now you kind of got like an intro to like how to add fractions with like denominators. But before we proceed to like the next one, I just want to do something quickly. What if our fraction becomes improper, or where the numerator is larger than the denominator, like 6/8 plus 4/8 would equal 10/8. Some teachers might let you keep this improper, but you want to always simplify your fractions. So to do that, you find out how much times the denominator goes into the numerator. So 8, as we can see, can go into 10 one time with a remainder of 2, and the denominator as 8. But this is not in simplest form as well, because 2/8 is equal to 1/4, and how I figured that out is 2 divided by 2 equals 1, and 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So actually this would be 1 and 1/4. More explanation to simplifying fractions in another video, but just a quick refresh for you guys. Anyways, let's get started with the first question. Alright, so now that we kind of know how to add fractions with like denominators, this is a problem with unlike denominators, which means this denominator, this denominator is different from the denominator. That means we cannot add just yet. So when we're adding fractions, you need to know something called a least common multiple, or the LCM. The LCM is basically the lowest number possible that these both numbers can go into. So in this case, you could do 24, but you'd have to simplify that. So you could also do it as the least common multiple. We know that LCM. So that means we could change these fractions into 12. Alright, so now that we know that our LCM is 12, and as I showed you before, because 4 times 3 is 12 and 6 times 2 is 12, we can change these fractions into 12. So now we know. How do we find the numerator? Well, that means you have to do the same to the numerator. We have to do 1 times 3, which equals 3. So our first fraction would be 3/12. And then here we did 6 times 2, which equals 12. So we have to do 5 times 2, which equals 10. Which equals 10. So that means we do 3/12 plus 10/12, which would equal 13/12. And like I mentioned earlier, this fraction is improper. So we'd find how much times the denominator would go into the numerator, which is 1. So 12 goes into 13 one time with the remainder of 1, and we'd keep our denominator of 12. So the answer to 1/4 plus 5/6 would be 1 and 1/4. Alright, so for the next question, we're doing 3/4 plus 3/4. As you can probably tell, these have the same denominator. And like we did in the base question, that means we don't have to change it. 4 plus 4 to divide how many times 4 goes into 6. And then a remainder of 2. So we put that as the numerator, and we keep our denominators the same. So it would be 6 fourths, but you have to simplify it. So it would be 1 and 2 fourths, or 1 and 1/2. Because 2 fourths is also equal to 1/2.
Alright, so that was our like problem, and so the problem before this was a like fraction, a like denominator problem, but now we have, again, an unlike denominator problem, which means we have to make a common denominator, or the least common denominator, which is the LCM, which is better, so that you can save time and simplify. So let's get started. So as we look at our denominators now, you know that they're different, which makes these fractions have unlike denominators. So we have to make the least common denominator. And in this case, it would be 90, because 90 is the lowest number possible that both of these, that 9 and 10 can go into. So the other denominator would also be 90. Now we have to figure out what we do with the numerators. So to get 90, we do 9 times 10, which equals 90. Here, we did 10 times 9, which would equal 90. So we have to do 1 times 9, which would equal 9. So this would be 990. And now that we have the same denominators, we can add. So 80 plus, we keep our denominator as 90, and 80 plus 9 would be 89. Now, this is a good fraction, but this might not be in its simplest or lowest terms. So we have to figure out what can go into. We know that it can't go into 2 because the last number of 89 is not even. It cannot go into 3. Let's see if it can go into 4. No, it cannot go into 4, so that would not be it. It can go into 5. Let's see if it can go into 6. It cannot go into 6 either. Go into 7. I know this is a long process, but we have to see if we can make these fractions into the lowest term. So, no, it cannot go into 7. What about 8? I know this is taking a while, but no, it cannot go into 8. So basically, I'm not going to simplify this in lowest terms, but if you can, go ahead and do that, because it'll save you a lot of time, and your teachers or your tutors or whoever you're working with will be very impressed if you can simplify this. So basically, I'm not going to simplify it, but how you would do is you'd find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is the greatest number that can go into 89 and 90. So you want to find that and divide it by the greatest common factor to find this fraction in simplest terms. But since that will take a little bit of a while, I'm not going to do that now, but I encourage you to do that.
Alright guys, so our next question is 10 over 12 and 10 over 24. And for this, you will probably notice we don't need to do 12 times 24 because that would be a super big number. 12 times 2 is 24. So if we did 12 times 2, that would be 24. But we can't just leave the numerator like that. We'd also have to do 10 times 2. Because whatever number you multiply the denominator, you have to multiply the same number with the numerator. 24 doesn't need to change, so we don't have to do anything with 10 over 24. Now, we have 20 over 24. Right here, 20 over 24 fraction. And you guys know what we do with improper fractions. We need to change it. And 24 obviously goes into 30 one time. And sorry, I'm doing it a little wonky. So those are one time, so that's the whole number. And there's a remainder of 6. And again, 6 will be the numerator, and we'll keep the denominator the same. So our final answer will be 1/6. Sorry, 1 and 6 over 24.
Wait, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
And that's all we have time for today, guys.
Wait, before guys we leave, yeah, you can leave it like this, but this is also, if you want to make it in lowest terms, you can do it as 1 and 1/4, because 6 divided by 6 equals 1 and 24 divided by 6 equals 4. So you can do 1 and 1/4 as well. But yeah, she is absolutely correct. 1 and 1/4 is equivalent to 1 and 6/24.
Yeah, guys. And we're sorry if we didn't get to any questions you guys have, or like, not exactly questions, but anything that you guys don't know yet. If you need like any help with other videos,
Please comment, let us know in the comments. We'll be more than happy to help, and also give us video ideas. We'll also be doing like subtracting fractions video soon, so stay tuned for that, because that's going to be amazing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it.
yeah, we are very happy. We really love doing this with you guys. I'm going to be doing a bunch more videos.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in our next video. Bye!